Now we're going to get into real life situations. And this case is a gentleman, he's suffering from radiculopathy. So that just means that in his spine, okay, the nerves are being compressed. But he didn't find this out right away. This came much later. So he's a 69-year-old male, and as we said, cervical disc herniations C5 through 7. That's just technical stuff for in his spine. So I won't talk about the technical things as we go through. They're there when you want to review later. They're there for you to review. So when he goes to see Dr. Willicks, he's got numbness in his fingers, okay? And he has this thing they call complete thenar atrophy. So what that means, there's a muscle here in his thumb, and that muscle is wasted away. And he's not able to actually move his thumb to touch his other fingers. And not only that, he's in a lot of pain, okay? Because what happened was, this started a long time ago. First it started with his wrist, all right? And they said, well, looks like you have carpal tunnels. He's like, okay. And then later, they said, well, he's like, gee, my shoulder is really bothering me. They said, well, it seems like you have rotator cuff. And then only, you know, just before he went to see Dr. Willicks, did he find out through MRIs and stuff that he actually had compressed nerves. So the nerves are being squeezed, and the damaging factor is this, okay? Now, I want to point out here too, just for a second, if you think about that nerve, the headquarters is here, and it's got to move everything down to the fingers. This is the first area to suffer, generally speaking, and then the suffering moves up this way toward here. So things can look differently, and over time they can change from when they started, okay? Now, this gentleman was very motivated because they said once they found out about the herniated discs, and they said, look, we want to do surgery. And he wasn't that keen on going to get surgery, so he started to look around for other possibilities. And so I showed you the device. So what we're talking about here is, if we're enhancing that self-repair, is treating the nerve pathway. And we call this the three-principle approach, but we'll get into that more later. So you can picture treating up here at the headquarters, and then following the nerve pathway down from where it is in the neck, then underneath the arm, following the nerve pathway, then down here, and then scanning the hand, both front and back, okay? Now, what this started to do, you can see the recovery process. Okay, yeah, excuse me, very sensitive mouse. They did this over 7 sessions, over 5 weeks. And as I showed, they were targeting these different areas of the nerve pathway down to his hand. And he also went for, Dr. Willicks wanted them to get gentle chiropractic traction. Simply means gently pulling on his spine to relieve the pressure on those pinched nerves, we'll say, all right? And as I just showed you, the nerve pathway, treatment pathway. So after the first session, he had a definite improvement in his hand strength. Now, this gentleman was used to physical exercise, being at the gym all his life, so very familiar lifting weights and these things, about the strength in his hands. So he noticed it immediately. It was only a very small change, but he noticed it immediately. And that kind of motivated him, we'll say. After the second session, he could oppose all of his fingers to his thumb. So this muscle started to return, okay? It started to rebuild itself. You can picture that self-repair, all right? Now, after 5 months, sessions 5 to 6, completely pain-free and off all the medications. And after 5-month follow-up, he's back to the gym. He did not need to get surgery, okay? So for him, he found what he was looking for. And why I wanted to show you this case is because, you see, different people are motivated by different things. This gentleman, as we said, motivated by not wanting surgery. And another thing to show you here too, or to talk about anyway, if you picture that function improving from the treatments, the scales are starting to tip, all right? And that's a lot different than when you take pain medications. So with pain medications, what you're doing, you're basically dampening the signal. It doesn't do anything to directly repair the nerve. And this is a very important distinction because secondarily, yes, if you can sleep, that's going to be a huge benefit. So it's very important. Nobody's saying they're not important to take those medications. But they're not directly affecting the nerve's self-repair. Whereas when we get in and do this is not the same at all, because what we're actually doing, we're not turning down, dampening any pain signals. We're simply enhancing that nerve's self-repair. And as its function increases, it actually starts to regulate and send normal signals. So the pain goes down as a result of a functional increase rather than turning off a pain signal by blocking something with a pain medication. I want to point out that's a very important distinction, okay?